Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday Night Live. I'm your host, Tom Bruno. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Guess what? There's only three of us, so there's not a lot of game playing. There's not a lot of funky howdy-do, but there is going to be a lot of great conversation. We're going to go over things like who knows and what fucking NFL team is Alex going to pick this year. These are going to be great things. Look at my hat. And I don't even need to do any extra stuff tonight. I'm just going to bring in two of my best friends in the entire world, and that would be Mr. Alex Whiteley and Mr. David Rabe.
Hello.
What's up, man?
What's up, guys?
So let's talk about my hat. First of all,
where'd you get that hat in Vietnam?
I did in the shit. I took it off Charlie. No, actually what happened was I'm going on vacation. First family vacation in a year, obviously, since COVID hit. And don't worry, everyone's getting vaccinated with the exception of the kids, but me and the wife, we both have our vaccines at the time that we go, so we can actually travel safely, not have to worry about it. No quarantining when we get back or anything, which is really key because we're both, professionals, quote unquote. And that's gonna be good. But like I don't have any like sunwear, and I don't need sunwear, but like you ever go and do something, you're like, I'm not like fitted like properly. Like I feel like I'm gonna get burnt. I don't look the part. And as much as I used to hate the dad look, I fucking love the dad look, dude. I'm a dad, man. I like to rock weird, stupid shit. I wear stupid shorts, and this hat is my kind of like my acceptance into the dad world. Alex, what do you think of my hat?
I love it, man. It is very dad. It's very dad.
It
It reminds me of the guy from is it National Lampoons?
Yes, it is that the family vacations. Yes, it is. Clark Griswold, and it's a little bit bigger. I like to think of myself as a fat, not good-looking Chris Hemsworth, but I mean that works too.
I did that once. I went to Hawaii when I was younger, and I thought, oh fuck, I've got no shorts, got nothing like that. So I went and bought loads of stuff like the Union Jack on, thinking that'd be like really cool, like Britain's here. Whoa! I realized that's one of the worst things Brits do is they're just like, yeah, woo, little Union Jack everywhere. Yeah, I know now.
David, as a non-father, well, I mean, at least the kids we don't know about. I'm sure there's a
they're all dead, reported. Yeah.
Oh no,
straight out the gate.
Again, would this hat get me? Okay, so here's the other thing: is a lot of people kept saying that my hat makes me look like I enjoy a certain gender of people, which is fine because I think if I did enjoy that certain gender, I'd have a picture of it right here in my head, be like, look, I love it. Would this in my younger years get me pussy, David?
Probably not. But
why?
I don't know, man. That I mean, depends on where you're at. Like if you're going out like fucking to the beach or camping, maybe I could see that, happening. But
yeah,
I mean, if you're wearing it like just cause out and about, like people are gonna be like, they'll compliment you. It's weird, like nice hat, but at the same time, I don't think it will get you pussy though. However,
are you Crocodile Dundee?
Yeah. Well, he's got a big fucking knife. He's like, oh, look at me, I'm Ozzy.
That's probably not the right message to be. You can do it. He's got a big knife, so he gets loads of pussy. You're gonna come with me, mate. You're
right.
Gonna come with me. You're gonna enjoy it.
Well,
wait, Tom, are you gonna wear your sandals with socks like a dad?
I don't. I actually got a new pair of Crocs. Thank you very much. And they're actually like the sportier. Fuck you both. I got a sporty version of Crocs. It's not just like the open sandal type deal. It's actually like a water shoe. It's pretty industrial. I like it a lot. Oh, as much as people give like flack to Crocs, the fact is they are extremely comfortable. The material that they make them out of
isn't it like silicone or some shit?
Something I don't know, but I tend to walk through them really fast. But this one has like a mesh netting on top. It's not big and fat. It's like thinner, looks more like an actual water shoe. And one of the things I want to be able to do, if you could imagine, is chase after my kids in dangerous situations on the beach, like Riptide.
Tom, you've bought fucking slippers for the beach.
They're not slippers, Alex. They are comfortable, athletic shoe that is waterproof.
I need some comfy shoes and a nice comfy chair for me back. And I need this hat to make sure the sun doesn't go. Do you know how much damage the sun does to your eyes when you're out and about? Yeah.
He's got a lot of sunblock on.
I am going to... Oh, shut up, Ryan.
Ryan says Crocs are worse than sandals and socks.
News to both of you. I'm going to put on all of these things and then fuck my wife later and be like, I'm a man, or I don't know. She's probably.
And what are you gonna cry afterwards? Like, I'm not.
I think you've hit on something there, though, Tom. There's a point in your life when you kind of like, I don't give a shit anymore. When I used to go abroad, I used to get, you know, the IMAC stuff, the hair removal stuff, all down my back, my shoulders and stuff. But like, I don't want to look like a fucking monster. Whereas now I'm kind of like, I'm a fucking beast and I don't give a shit. If you don't like it, off you fucking go. I'm a gorilla. I'm going for it. Don't care. Look at it, Barbara. Get over here. Look at it.
So you're on fucking safari with Flugelbinder or something. All of a sudden they dart you like, oh my god, gorilla. And you're like, I'm not a gorilla.
Right, let's say hello to the people in the chats. Helen and Ryder in the chat are blowing us up. Helen says she's got water and some cream crackers. I love to live dangerously. Ryan says, what's up, fuckers? Helen says, evening.
Hello, Helen.
Helen says,
Hello, Ryan.
Mine's a large one, David. She wants a large drink, so pour her a drink and have it for her.
Whoa.
That means you have to have a drink for her. Okay?
Yeah. Cheers, Helen.
Don't
Helen
get confused.
says,
There's a whole bottle right next to him.
Helen says, I'm with Ryan on this with the Crocs.
I feel like I got to defend my Crocs now. Do I need to go grab my pair of Crocs and prove that they're not that bad?
No, not right now. But
yeah, I know.
When you go out, like at least take like a full body selfie. Like, you know, put your foot up on the sink. Be like, respect the drip with the Crocs on. You know.
Well, see, I'm glad that you said that because we are going to, to start off with, and hopefully, I mean, Alex already does this. So let's just put that in perspective. Alex already does this very, very well. I'm going to start incorporating more video type stuff. And the reason I'm saying this is because if we know anything about me, if I don't talk about it, I won't do it. And that way I'll feel like I wasted a lot of money buying video equipment and shit. So I'm going to start uploading vlog type stuff. And guys, I mean, it's not going to be, oh my God, Tom lives the craziest life. It's going to be more like, all right, guys, so I'm replacing my floor today. I'm going to do it sped up so you guys can see the before result, the end result. Hey guys, I'm taking my kids hiking today. Let's go for a hike. Or hey guys, we're driving down to South Carolina. I'm going to point the camera at us for a while, point the camera at the road for a while, and just kind of fucking do the jazz and kind of just, I don't know. One of the things that I like to do is I like to, like, you know, keep track, and I like to, not evidence. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm a little tired still. I like to, you know, I want to have a log of the stuff I do with my family, and primarily I do that on my phone. It's either a picture, it's a little thing, and I don't like pulling out my camera all the time, my phone, because it's expensive. And sorry, I'm not trying to sound like that, but it is, and I don't have like insurance on it or anything. So if I drop the fucking thing, it's gone. Right? Like there goes my phone, and I've been very good to it so far. The camera I got is waterproof. It's essentially made out of rubber. It's got like nice like grips and everything. So in theory, I shouldn't fuck it up. And it's supposed to be very user friendly. So I'm hoping that this becomes something else. And then maybe if it ends up being kind of popular, not like, you know, Tom's so popular, but maybe like if it's a good idea, other people will do it on the network as well.
Well, we're going to be reaching out to lots of touristy type places. We want to look at museums and tourist places, businesses. You know, literally in Shropshire here, the one place I always bring any foreigner that comes over here to see me, we'll take you straight to Blist Hill in Telford, Ironbridge. It's literally a Victorian town that's set out. You can go and change your money into shillings and stuff. Like, you've got a bank, and you've got old fish and chip. They've got old locomotives running up down. Old policeman. He's about 6'7", like with a big truncheon. Oh, hello. You know, it's like it is in Victoria.
What's oldest then? Spinning the fucking Billy.
Yes, it's very good experience. By Jamie, they've got the Black Country History Museum, which is something very similar. But there's zoos and there's museums, there's National Trust places around us that we can go and see. And likewise, Tom is by Jay's Peak. And also, David, I've got a place that I would love you to go and see. How far is Anaheim from you?
Like 20-minute drive.
Well, there you go. We got Tarantula Hill, which is the brewery owned by
John Edney.
John Edney from OPM, Heaven is Our Pipe. So I'd love to send you.
Is that one off of Euclid? Or like New Euclid?
Don't know. Very nice looking place. Tarantula Hill. If you Google it, I'll look for it now. But it's amazing. The place looks beautiful. The food looks amazing. The beer looks great. I'd love to get in touch with John Edney again. See if he'll come on the show. And we're going to send David. Get him fucked up for us, will you, please, so we can tell.
Dude, if I had like GoPro that was like following my every move I went out like that, it would be just like a drug-fueled frenzy of like drinking and debauchery and shit like that.
Tarantulas everywhere.
You see like me running from the cops, fucking.
David Kimball
David-
says, "Sign me up." Sorry, I didn't mean to overtalk you, but David, I was on his show in the week. He did Don't Assume podcast, and I went on as a podcast expert.
Ooh, well, maybe see. I posted a question because, like, as much as it took me a long time to get comfortable with this, like, right? If you listen back to the old episodes of Thorskin, I'm not who I am today. I'm, if you can imagine, a little bit quieter, not so.
That's weird to
boisterous
hear.
with my- It is, man. It's not, I don't think I was very good. As much as like I don't think anyone thinks they're good at anything when they first start doing it, right? Like when I first started having sex, I'm like, oh, I'm horrible at this. No, why do I
should probably
try?
never have sex again. Yeah.
Why does Jesus hate me so much? I don't understand.
Why does she
these
not
things.
look at me?
But today, with proof of 3 children, I must be somewhat mediocre at it. You know,
It's
So
funny.
it- in the same way of that, like I'm gonna start with the videos. I'm sure they're not gonna be fantastic when I start, but it's gonna be a learning process. And one of the things that we know about doing anything is the older you get, the more you should try to learn new things because it helps kind of keep your mind sharp and fresh.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it also does. David, you were saying something.
It reminds me of that quote from Adventure Time that Jake the dog says. He's like, "Sucking at something is the first step to being sort of good at something."
Yeah.
I always look at it that way. I'm like, yeah, everyone's gonna suck when they first try it, but whatever. I remember Quiet Tom.
Which was my nickname in high school, by the way. I was Quiet Tom.
Quiet
Yeah.
Tom? The fuck?
No, not at all. My nickname was Socks in high school. Socks, because I didn't really care about socks back in the day. So if like I was going somewhere and I sound like a bum, but I'd like, or a homeless person, I would go out in my socks and I'd walk out like in the grass and stuff in my socks. It'd be fucking filthy. Alex, what was your nickname in high school?
Shit. Okay, so I had two. One was Monk for a while because my friend had this really cool. Did you remember like the late 90s, early 90s, whatever? People used to have undercuts so the hair would come over. Yeah, and they'd like gel it up and it'd look quite cool. I tried it once. I tried it once.
Let's ease it up with the cool talk.
I tried it once, but didn't put gel in my hair, so I looked like fucking Ben Stiller in Simple Jack with just
You make me happy.
so people are like,
I
you look
think
like
you
a
got a
13th
fine
century
brain,
monk.
Jack.
Yeah. So,
What was the other one?
The other one was Twice Nightly Whiteley.
I like it.
What?
Holy
what is,
shit.
Yeah, that's cool. But what does it mean? Why did they call you that?
Well, it means I like to masturbate a lot or have sex. I don't know. It's gone in the ballpark there of like a bit of mystery. You have to work on that one. Is it? Does it mean he's a bit of a stud or does it mean he's a bit of a wanker? I don't know. Yeah.
David, what was your nickname in high school?
Take a guess.
Raby.
Rabies. Yeah, it's pretty much
Rabies.
everybody. Yeah,
Aw.
everybody still to this day.
It's
Everybody.
good.
Hey, rabies. Yeah.
Yeah, don't
No
worry,
big deal.
baby. I'll infect you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, you ever had that rabies shot? Here it comes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. What's wrong with that? Be like, baby,
Wow.
you want lockjaw? I'll give it to you. I'm Raby.
My original surname before I changed it to Whiteley was Little, so that would have been terrible to grow up with. So Whiteley's kind of a cop out, really. But yeah, isn't it funny how like you get to a certain age though, and you put yourself in a category. Like Tom, you've just put yourself in the dad category. And I think the more you put yourself into that category, the more you sort of mold yourself into that position. David's a bit of a tearaway, a bit of a runaway, a bit of a daredevil that likes to pick up a book now and again.
Yeah.
Is there not long
Nomad.
locks of flowing hair? The nomad. There you go. You do mold yourself into that, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I like to think of David as like Eli from the Book of Eli without an apocalypse. Like he's just all about that one book and carrying it around. He's also secretly blind, you know?
Yeah.
Like that'd be how dope
Really?
would it be if we found out that David he could not see this entire time and he's just like doing shit like a normal person. It'd be fucking phenomenal. Oh my
Dude,
God.
that like terrifies me. Like I'm already blind as it is, but like the fact if you could not see like at all, I'm like, how the fuck do people get around, man?
Like if you're that dude from the Twilight Zone episode where he
has all those books.
Yeah,
And he
then
drops his fucking glasses.
Yes. Oh my
Fucking
God.
love
that's
that
such a good
episode. There was time now. This isn't fair. Yeah.
Just to change the subject a little bit, I thought we'd talk about what is going on behind us there with the screen.
please do.
Where did I go?
So this is what's behind us. This is 6 months worth of USUK Chronicles and a whole year's worth of What's the Difference? And the titles there: Superhero Bar Fight, the Weekly Bazaar, and Not So Live, or the live show that you're listening to right now. What's that for, Tom? Why are we doing that? What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is
April Fool's Day.
It is April Fool's Day, and April Fool's, it's our 1-year anniversary as a network.
Yes, it's our birthday tomorrow.
Damn.
And I gotta say, I am so happy with how USUK looks right now. We were talking about it in the group earlier about how well we've come up in a year, like what we've done and what we've managed to put together. I couldn't be any happier. Like, you know, if anything, this is a great foundation for a network that can go on and do great things. We've got 2 new shows coming to the network soon. One which Eric Fluger is working tirelessly writing episodes for, which is, we can't tell you what it is. We haven't really got an idea when it's going to come, but we are working on a show with Eric Fluger. And we also have the Incinerator, which we are going to set up some interviews for at some point. We're going to interview for a watchman of our USUK Incinerator. So there's still time to get your name down for that. If you fancy yourself a bit of a podcaster and you're a bit of a badass, I'm going for like Reese Ifans and Little Nicky, the kind of camp like, if you want to put it in my incinerator, don't be a cunt and think you can just, you know, I want someone to be a proper like camp,
like
fucking
a David Bowie-esque type of character,
a heel,
Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah,
a heel.
Kinda. A heel.
Let's just talk about, like, let's continue the conversation about the network for a hot second, because if any of you have been here since the beginning, it all kind of started with Alex and Jimmy in Thorskin, right? Like, that was the beginning of everything, and it was just this thing that they were doing for fun to keep in touch with one another. And unfortunately, Jimmy, fortunately, but unfortunately, Jimmy had a kid, right? And he became busy and he just couldn't do it anymore. So what Alex decided to do, because he enjoyed who he was, I'm telling the story of Alex Whiteley like he's not here. He decided that, he wanted to continue it on, and he reached out to me. We were both fans of a podcast called Hollywood Babylon. And I guess you must have saw a couple of the posts I did, a couple comments. How'd that go exactly?
We were admins together of Garmy.
Was it?
Yes, we were both selected by Mike Sargent to be admins. I wasn't an admin for very long, but while I was very good at what I did. And when Jimmy moved out of the show, I kind of threw just randomly up in the chat, like, fucking stab in the dark. Anybody want to join me for Thorskin and as a host? And Tom was like, yes, please. And I remember this day. I think I was at Alton Towers, or possibly. I think I was at a theme park somewhere. And while we were supposed to be having fun, I was like, hold on, babe. This is really exciting. I think I've got a co-host. Oh my god, this is really exciting. And
kids, I see you. Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah.
Look out, Timmy fell out of there. What? Yeah. Hold on.
It's like an ambulance.
Is cool.
Come to pick him up.
Look at this. Ryan Berg says, I've been here since episode 9 of Thorskin.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Ryan,
Fuck.
OG.
So he remembers those James days, and James is very good, by the way, behind the microphone. He was fantastic, and Tom, you picked up where he left off brilliantly, because Tom didn't have a microphone or a setup really. He had an old PC. He didn't know it was going to work or what was going to do the job properly at all. We got the software sort of set up, and I sent him a mic that I wasn't using anymore in a shoebox by courier across the ocean.
I mean, I got a phone and headphones. That's it.
Well, Alex was not picky, but he was like, I'm going for like serious quality here. And it wasn't a joke. Because at first I was like, oh, I can get like one of those, microphone headsets or whatever. He's like, no, bro, like I got a microphone. Let's try to do the best we can, which is good, because otherwise I'd still be using a microphone with the headset. And don't get me wrong, David, like this works for us because we're doing the live, and it's not like we're going, oh my God, best sound quality possible. We're just trying to have a good fucking time. But in the long run, it kind of taught me to be a little more responsible with the stuff that I'm doing and be a little more aware of what I'm putting out. So, Alex, by the way, George Lugo is in the.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Oh shit.
Hey,
sorry.
Yeah,
hi George.
Good. No.
How's it going?
Hi George. We fucking love George Lugo.
Of course we do.
Yeah, we fucking do. I'm trying to hide it like it's my personal shame.
You do.
All right, thank you.
You hit it and I brought it back up.
I know that's okay. We're like fight over control, like we're like divorcing parents. Like, no, I get them on the weekends. I'm not paying child support. Not for George. He's a man. So fucking, we were we were in the midst of doing the shows, and it was a good time. We had some amazing guests right off the bat. Alex like did all the editing, he did all the planning, and it worked out really well. And then, like, I don't know how far into it. We were like a year and a half, almost two. We were 2 years into it, right?
We got to our 200th episode, I'm sure.
Wow.
Something big. And we were like, we were happy with the product, but we were really kind of pigeonholing ourselves into this like area that we didn't necessarily want to be, because Alex was having like some success with his other show and network, the Shrewsbury Biscuit. Go check it out. And he was bringing on so many interesting people, and he'd tell me, he'd regale me with tales of, I had this person on that did this and this person. I'm like, wow, we should bring them on. He's like, it doesn't really fit the criteria, right? And that's what started the conversation of USUK, which is where we are today. We wanted to do more. We wanted to have on anybody who's anybody. We want to talk to locals. We want to talk to celebrities. We want to talk to anybody that would have us. And that's kind of what it turned into. And slowly but steadily, like, okay, well, it can't just be us, right? We need other people to be on the network. And actually, I believe it was you, Alex, if you want to talk about this a little bit. Alex was the one with the idea for the network. I just wanted to change the show, but Alex wanted to do a bigger, more grandiose idea.
I didn't want anything that was that existed of Thorskin to be in the back catalog. I wanted to start from scratch. Episode 1, boom, this is a new thing. It really I felt really bad for Jamie and Tom, because we just brought them along. Like, here, you can do superhero bar fight, which is what me and Jimmy used to do earlier in Thorskin days. And when Jimmy left, we couldn't do it anymore. And I really liked the concept, so I was kind of like, maybe get somebody else on to do it. So I got in touch with Jamie, and Jamie really wanted to do it. So we gave that him, and Tom Stevens joined him, and the rest is history, right? But they were like episode 20 in or something like that. I was like, yeah, guys, we're killing the net. We're killing Thorskin. And they were like, what?
Oh, thanks, Dad.
What? You what now? So yeah, we did that, and we did put every single episode back over onto the USUK. But yeah, we wanted a number of different shows that had different feelings to it. So we had Superhero Bar Fight at the time. We had What's the Difference, the live show. We had the Weekly Bazaar as well, which came back, which I used to do, which I did with Garrett, by the way. I love Garrett to bits. So that's where that came from. The Weekly Bazaar was a Whiteley original that will stay on the network. I don't care. It's just my baby. I love it. So we released loads of different separate shows. 3 separate shows at the time: Superhero Bar Fight, What's the Difference, and the Weekly Bazaar. And yeah, I think it went really well from the start. Like, well, no, that's a lie. We started this right in the midst of the pandemic and lockdown, which was a massive head fuck. Because people with big, massive podcasts, like the biggest podcast in the world, took a massive drop in downloads because people weren't listening to podcasts on the drive to work. So, like, we relaunched this new network to. Hello? Is there anybody there? What the fuck? Nothing. Hello? And it took a long time to get that kind of momentum back.
Yeah.
But we did it. Whilst we were doing that, in the echoes of the empty Hall H room, like, we were still pulling in some amazing guests. And it was just phenomenal that people would come on our show and be like, how many listeners did you get? And we'd be like, 5?
10
Live viewers, 2, 3.
2. Helen's always there. I mean,
She's
I
always
don't know
there.
what to tell you. Ryan Berger, George, these are the people that are it. Yeah, see, Helen's there. But see, and that's the thing that doesn't matter, like, because it's not the quantity, it's always gonna be the quality, and the quality that we put out is amazing. It's light years from where we were in Thorskin. The quality of people that contribute is amazing. Like, it's light years where it was before, and it's something to say, because in our heyday with Thorskin, we were pulling in some pretty impressive fucking numbers. If I was not to shake a stick at it, I mean, really, Alex would show me that some days. I'm like, really? How the fuck do we manage that? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, we got 200 odd downloads in one day, and he'd be like, what?
Wow.
Who wants to hear me? Fucking, that's crazy talk. But I mean, like, once again, our numbers are not that, but as a network, our numbers are that, without a doubt. We surpassed that with our numbers, and it's really impressive, and it's really good, because now we have the opportunity to do whatever we want. We have a platform that we can invite other people to come on, such as the Incinerator, such as Eric Pfluger and Alex Whiteley show. There's so many different things in videos and all this other amazing opportunities that have arose out of the ashes of killing something. So we're like the phoenix of podcasts.
And if you look, I'll never forget. There's a picture right top left there of the What's the Difference, the yellow ones there. There was a Thorskin special there that we did. That was with Jimmy. David might not be able to see that. But look at the people that the Chronicles have had as well. You know, Kelly Jones, amazing costume designer. Georgia Smith, who's the daughter of the British Bulldog. Ron Wasserman. You know, all these amazing people that they've had
Mark
on as
Bernardin.
well. Mark
Wait.
Bernardin. Mark
Wait.
fucking Bernardin.
Daughter of the British Bulldog, daughter of Winston Churchill?
The British
Yes.
Bulldog.
Yes. Yeah, British Bulldog. See,
The wrestler.
you're going for like the alliterative British Bulldog. We're talking about the wrestler, the British Bulldog.
Oh, my bad. I thought you
See how
meant Winston
classy
Churchill. You guys
David
got
is.
fucking Winston Churchill's daughter on your shit.
Totally did. We're that cool. No, see, that's how classy you are, David. We like say things from like pop culture, and you're like, oh yes, the historical figure, Winston Churchill. We're like, yeah, the historical
I just have
figure.
an
That's
obsession with
Hold
World
on.
War II, man. I'm like, yeah, fuck. Damn.
We all are. I don't know what that says about us either. Like Alex is, I am, you are. I don't know if the.
I think it's an
boys are as
important
well.
thing, actually. It was funny because my nephew was over here over the weekend. He's my cousin's son. I mean, I don't know. I call him nephew, whatever he calls me, Theo,
Yeah,
or just
good
Spanish for uncle. And we've been playing the PlayStation 4, the Call of Duty World War II, and like he
Ooh.
loves playing that game. I know it's violent or whatever. He's like, fuck, I don't know, like 8 years old or some shit like that. But man, he's
Just
a
walks
good,
around.
he's a good
thing.
shot with the fucking M1 Garand, and it like reminds me because his grandpa, who I consider, you know, my grandpa too, was the one that was in World War II, the one that I told you guys about that had landed in Normandy at the age of 17. I'm like, fuck, man, this guy's a natural. But he keeps asking questions as he plays along, and I'm like, well, kid, well, the Nazis were really fucking bad. They, you know, followed this guy named Hitler, and he's like asking a shit ton of questions. I'm like, all right, man, we're gonna have to watch some documentaries, but like I can fucking show you some stuff, dude. Like, well, he's like, there's footage of it. I'm like, yeah. He's like, is it in color? I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, it was fucking HD. Look at this shit. And he's just like, dude, he's like barely getting into it, but he's still asking so many questions, in his mind is just like blown away, and he's like retaining all the information. I'm like, it's never too young to get your kid to start hating Nazis. So
Now, the thing is, though, is like, do you think it'll ever be, and not that it should be, I'm not trying to say that this should be, but do you think it'll ever come to a point where it's, you know, forgotten?
absolutely not. That was probably the worst point in history of humanity, really.
Well, World War I was pretty bad too, if we think about it. Like, I mean,
wasn't
I'm not
as-
saying it was as bad, David. I'm saying it was pretty bad.
I think it was because of the Holocaust is what makes it so much worse. And that's what, you know, you got to include that as well. Like that whole period of that area, that time was just fucking horrible.
We spoke to Simon Bell, which is an episode I think you'd really enjoy, David, if you go back and listen to that. Simon Bell is a historian that deals with the Holocaust, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes, he's very, very well-renowned author. And we were talking about the Holocaust and kind of this rhetoric of hate that keeps kind of repeating itself.
See,
Maybe
this
not
is... I mean, this is why it's important to, like, you know, keep it up. Is like, you know, the people need to understand, like, you shouldn't hate, you know, these people that were fucking oppressed for so long, and that they try to murder the entire, you know, religion of people that were following that shit. And then, you know, it's like you got to watch the signs for it not to happen again. That's what I think.
Absolutely. But on a lighter note, I need to pick an NFL team.
Yeah.
You're
Holocaust and NFL. What are we doing?
Same thing. I fucking love you. Oh my god. So I don't think it should be a popular team. I think I liked what you did last year. You kind of
Go
went
for the Browns.
No, not the Browns. Like, I mean, like, let's talk about NFL teams in history, in film history. We should go off that. There's a couple that really come to mind. The Miami Dolphins being Ace Ventura, Pet
Oh yeah,
Detective.
that's right. Yeah.
There's the Eagles from Invincible. There's that one, which would make my dad happy. He's a huge fucking Eagles fan.
I like the Titans. I kind of like the Titans. They're a fringe team.
Yeah. We'll clue that. The Titans from.
Oh, that's
Remember the
right.
Titans?
Yeah.
No, because I like them. We're not taking that. Okay, so I want to take away the easy
Sunshine.
targets. So Miami Dolphins, I don't want to throw in the hat.
Florida
Steelers,
sucks.
Steelers, I don't want to put in the hat because obvious reasons.
He's not here today. You can say it.
The Patriots. George says the
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
But here's the thing: is Helen, respectfully, I can't let Alex do
Da
that.
Bears.
My team is the Bears.
Da
the
Bears.
Balls.
Are they as
My
bad
favorite
as the Jets, or is it like a tie-up between the worst teams?
my favorite team is the Green Bay Packers. I've been a Packers fan since '98, and their arch rival is the Chicago Bears. So, Alex, if you're to do this, I would have to be mad at you for a whole season.
Ooh.
I've got a Packers T-shirt in my drawers
That he wipes his ass with.
He cleans up after with him and
Okay,
Kaz.
so I'm not going to choose the Green Bay Packers because I will still. I'm not going to support a team for NFL. I'm not. I'm going to enjoy the NFL as a whole. I've said this many times. I have a team for football, not hand egg, which I follow. And I know the heartbreak that follows when you lose, and the arrogance that happens when you win. And I don't want that. I just want to enjoy the leagues, but I'll have a team I focus on every year, which is why I do this, right? Packers, I'll always sort of follow anyway because of Tom. You know what I mean? Because he's my bae. So I'll always sort of follow them. I don't like the Patriots. Can't stand them.
No.
Patriots.
Well,
I don't like.
But the thing is, like, I mean, you can hate the Patriots, but really, was it like a hatred of the Patriots, or was it a hatred of
Tom Brady?
It's both. To do with Tom Brady. It was to do with the fans. I think. Fans, the
that's right.
Sections, the comment sections, it was all the Trump supporting crazy bastards that were all Patriot supporters. I don't know why. They were kind of like, because the word Patriot. Crazy, so we're going to support the Patriots, which is probably a bad thing today because most of the Trump supporters were down south, which doesn't add up really. But yeah, it was just a weird thing. I didn't like the fans. Brian says, take out the Vikings.
The Vikings.
You mentioned the Vikings before. He hates them.
Okay, well, so Helen beats me with being a Bears fan. She's been a Bears fan since that. And by the way, Helen, I applaud anyone that watches a sport that's not really theirs. Like, obviously, football is your guys' sport, and American football is our sport, as well as baseball, and you guys have cricket and all that stuff. So, I appreciate the fact when people watch sports that are not theirs, because I feel the same way, Alex. If I was to watch a football match, I would support whoever because I have no, ties to any of it. And that's the way I feel that you kind of are about American football. So it's good. What about the Carolina Panthers?
I don't know if it's one of those teams I could watch.
Yeah, have they been pretty good?
I think I've selected. I think I've been. Okay, so I'm part of a UK NFL fan group, right? It's quite a big group, and people share their pictures and their stories and stuff. Pictures of them at Wembley because they travel to Wembley. We'll never call it football. It's what whenever I get welcomed into an NFL banter group, I'm like, okay, guys, thanks for the ad, but one thing you need to know about me, I'll never call this sport football. I love it. Crack on. That's how I introduce myself. I looked at this guy's collection of hats, which had all the teams on. I was kind of like, okay, so there's these. I'm kind of knocking out some teams that I don't like, some that I've kind of like. I chose 3 preliminary teams to choose. Should I tell you what they are?
Yeah.
Can we guess?
Yeah. Give me one, David. See if one of them's on my list.
49ers.
No.
Okay, fuck you. I don't care. Just tell us.
Awful season.
Let's see. Teams, NFL teams. Okay, let me ask you this: are any of them in the Midwest?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't know.
Are any of them on the West Coast where I'm at?
I'll tell you. It's probably
easier. Please do.
The Rams, the Saints.
Okay.
And what was the other? The Rams, the Saints, and
what the Seahawks?
I quite like the Seahawks. What's the other one? It's gone out of my head. I had them 3 lined up. The Rams, the Saints, and the Titans. They're the 3 teams I was going to. Wow, the 3 teams I was going to choose.
I just sent you something on the group chat, Alex, and maybe we could incorporate this. Rochelle Jones says, "Hi, Tom and guys. I was just barely on Adulting with Donnie over the weekend, and Rochelle joined us. So Rochelle is one of the only female detectives in New Hampshire, by the way. That means she's a major badass. And
she's a detective for homicide?
Detective, bro. Dude, I don't remember exactly. She could probably comment and fix it. Well, dude, she's pretty badass. That's the thing.
Still, that's fucking awesome.
I think I feel like Donnie's missing a real opportunity here with he should have a cop and mailman podcast, talking about public services, because that's what they do, right? They're both public servants.
Both public servants,
man. Do you know how that would read? It'd be like, yeah, so I was taking this fucking guy down. He wouldn't move, so I fucking shot him in the ass. And we just
do that though.
And helicopters, and then Donnie would be like, I got
dropped
chased
off
by
mail.
a dog.
Yeah.
Well,
dog was pretty big.
Totally fair. Donnie saved a lady's life the other day, in a real fashion. He was delivering the mail, obviously, and there was this backpack on the ground, and this lady screamed out from the car. She's like, "Help!" And he followed and stuff. It was really kind of cool. Cop and Carrier. Yeah.
That's a good fucking podcast, dude. It's Cop and Carrier.
I don't think Rochelle's like that type of detective more. Now she does more like community type based work, which is excellent. That's the thing that we like, right? We like when people kind of
reach out to the community and really kind of unify everybody and be like, look, hold people accountable and say something kind of shit.
Isn't it weird though? And I kind of breezed on this. Oh, Ryan says there's only like 4 teams in the Midwest, and you've covered 3 of them in this conversation already. Is that a problem? Midwest football teams, is that like a thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Like when some of the greatest like defense players are from the cornbread fucking middle of the Midwest fucking players.
Nebraska,
Idaho. I mean, these are the places where you get big ass thick dudes. Did you get that thing I sent you?
Yeah, I did. I just want to finish what I was saying though, because I got sidetracked.
Okay, please. Sorry.
Going back to Rochelle and to Donnie, isn't it weird how I did breeze bizarre when Donnie was on, how you can follow someone on Facebook and feel like affection for people that you've never met before.
Yes.
It's really weird. Like I spoke to Donnie before he's with Rochelle, possibly, I don't know, his like personal, but then afterwards, and Donnie's a very slow, sort of laid back guy anyway. But when he got with Rochelle and I was watching his show and stuff, he just had this cheeky little smile and he seemed brighter and happier, and I was kind of like, oh, fucking go Donnie, well done. And
he just hated us. He was miserable on the show.
There was something I need to pick up, by the way, which is a big no-no for George Lugo. You're going to learn something very quickly now. He says here, the Manchester football team, the greatest team in all the land. Right.
Is it?
You can't say
Man,
that. You can't say that. The Manchester football team. Right. If you walked into a pub and went to any pub in Manchester and went, go Manchester, everyone would stop, look at you, and wait for the next thing you're going to say, and you got to say it very carefully. If you're in a city, if you're in a Man City pub and you say United, you're going to get knocked out. If you're in a United pub and you say City, the same thing's going to happen.
Okay,
so you say United or City, which one are you going to choose? It's a big rivalry there.
Out here in St. Anne, I think I told you about this before, that the British pub that we have out here called the Old Ship. Yeah, it's run by British people. They have those big red buses, the double-decker buses out front.
Yeah.
All the stuff they order is from the UK. We've seen them call in. They're like, okay, we need this. It's a really nice place, dude. It's fucking.
Is it run by Brits?
It's run by Brits, and they have the football games playing, and so Man U is probably the biggest.
Yeah, they are. I agree.
Over here, at least, is it for that pub at least? Because every time there's a Manchester United game on, you got to get there at like 5 a.m. to just fucking wait outside. And they open up the doors at 6, and they don't start. Yeah,
they open really quickly.
They don't. Like, they'll start serving.
Get them in.
Yeah, dude. So you got to wait, but man, they pour a proper Guinness and shit like that. So it gets crowded as fuck. If you're not there early, you're not going to fucking sit down.
Soccer again.
Ryan, I get you.
I love soccer though. It's a great fucking game.
I find it funny that like you guys like the way you're just speaking about Manchester is the same way that New York is, because New York has 2 football teams. Yeah, it has New York Giants and it has New York Jets. Exactly.
Yeah.
So and like they are rivals. Doesn't matter they're from the same fucking state. They hate each other.
Wait,
like,
what about Buffalo?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Buffalo, New York. That ain't thing.
Oh yeah. Do they have fucking 3? And I just never thought about this because nobody cares about Buffalo.
Does that not happen for all the New England teams then?
Essentially, like they make up 3/4 of the New England teams because there's only one more, and that's the Patriots. Wow. New York's a glutton for fucking teams, those bastards. Which
you guys gotta stop.
So, I think the quote that George is talking about is from Euro Trip, if I'm not wrong.
Oh.
Ryan says the Viking. What's going on here? Slow mo. The Vikings are one of the best teams to let you down. You know why one of their colours is purple, right? You'd be purple too if you've been choking for over 50 years.
Oh shit! Ouch!
That is good.
Oh shit! Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Rochelle says, "I love you guys." You go, Tom.
And Ryan says, "I took a picture of a pack of crumpets that's on the grocery store just for you, Al." Aww.
Send it to me now. I'll throw it in the comments. George says,
and
yep,
George Lugo was agreeing with what we said. And as well, man, you guys are going too fast. And the Giants, yes. Ryan, these are teams that are playing in New York.
I know some stuff.
And George likes us because he laughs out loud. So, Alex, did you make your point?
Yeah, about Rochelle and Donnie, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's pull up this. I'm sorry, that was just so rude. Let's pull up this thing I sent you. I want to see if we can get maybe a team that is already on your list, so then you don't feel so trapped by it. But I found something.
Let's go again. Okay, so there are certain teams, if it picks, I'm not going to choose. So I'm not going to choose the Patriots. I'm not going to choose the Packers because they're going to be my team I follow anyway. Raiders are out because I've done them this year. Let's just spin it.
So with the exception of Packers, Raiders, and Patriots, let's see what happens.
Come on, 49ers.
Oh, drag the wheel. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Spinning the wheel.
Wait a second. What the? There we go.
Make me rich. Make me very, very rich. Oh, you bastard.
Oh,
Cardinals.
Hey.
Cardinals. That's not okay.
It's not bad.
Done.
It's not bad at all. All right.
Done.
Thank you, random wheel generator.
Well done, Tom.
What do you think of that, Alex? What do you think about the Cardinals?
Oh well, we'll suck it and see, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's it. Cardinals on my team this year.
I was about to say either that or we make it the unofficial USUK team for the year. Like we keep track of the Cardinals. Like this is what happened, and this is how badly the random. Why did the random wheel generator deceive us into thinking?
Watch it actually be like fucking predicting the Cardinals go to the Super Bowl this next season.
Dude.
Like holy fuck! You saw it here
creepy.
first.
That'd be so amazing. I remember. Do you remember in the Simpsons episode when it was the episode where Lisa and Homer were watching football together, and Professor Frink he's like the generator says that they're gonna win by 5,000 points.
Oh, stupid machine. I thought you were gonna talk about the Super Bowl one where he's like, oh.
So here's the picture
Crumpets.
that Ryan sent me. Just the actual crumpets, not English muffins or anything like that. Proper crumpets. Good man.
It's right next to the cream cheese and the English muffins, which is, I mean, I don't see a difference. What's the difference between those two things? I don't see anything.
Well, the English muffins are actual muffins, and the crumpets are called crumpets. You guys call crumpets English muffins over there, like fucking heathens. And then the English muffins,
because what they are.
You call them, but that's
they're English muffins.
It's done in the right way. Done in the right way. So well done. Whiteley, Mrs. Whiteley says, "Does that mean you need a new cap?" Yes, it does.
I say so.
I thought you were going to talk about the Simpsons episode where they go to the Super Bowl. He's like, I can't wait to go see the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, that was a good episode too. But see, that's what's so great about the Simpsons. They also did the same thing for the other episode too. They changed the teams to be concurrent with the teams that were playing that year. So there's like 5 different versions you could see of that episode. Fuck, we should love the Simpsons more. It's such a good show.
Yeah,
more than it is. Then this is going to be an interesting season. I like to do it this way because like I until I find a team where I'm like, actually, no, I really enjoyed that. Like, because I'm finding players rather than teams I enjoy right now.
That's another thing you got to take into consideration too, because every year they get sometimes they get drafted into another they go to another team or whatever. And it's like shit, man.
And that's why the Brady saga this year. People hate that when I say that, but like as a guy that's a neutral, I kind of enjoyed Brady going and winning a Super Bowl and going, fuck you, Patriots. That was kind of a nice thing for a neutral to see. Like, so yeah, that's great. Right, I've got to ask a question though. There's something in the UK that we have when you go to school. So when you're in school and you go play football with your mates, right? If you turned up in a complete full kit, right? So you wore the jersey, the shorts, the
padding,
socks, the football boots. You'd be known as a full kit wanker. You'd be, oh, hey, full kit wanker, because you wore the full kit. You're a fucking idiot. You're supposed to just wear the shirt if you like it. Is that a thing in America?
Wait, if you're playing like you said in school?
Say like you're going to play some American football with your mates, and you turned up in the full fucking kit. Obviously, you're not going to
pads and everything.
Well, just the whole kit, like the shorts that goes with the jersey and the.
If you were to be wearing gear, they'd probably make fun of you for the fact that everyone else is not wearing gear. It's supposed to be like a fun backyard thing. So they definitely make fun of you for the fact that you're going to end up hurting everybody else that you're playing against because you're going to tackle them with full regalia on.
Like I'm used to playing like the 2-hand touch, like boom, with football, whatever. They also had like the flag football. You rip off the flag, that's where they're down or whatever. But also like as a kid, like growing up, because kids they bounce back. I played tackle with like no padding and shit like that. So,
I mean, like, it depends. Like, there were some of my friends, like, you could tell their parents were just huge sports nuts, like their dads or whatever, and they'd show
Yeah.
up like fully downed in fucking everything, like the hat, the fucking shirt, some pants or whatever, because they also make pants. They would have the full thing on. It would be more like, oh, okay, he's just really into sports, like really into sports. Like a kid I grew up with, Ricky Papero, he was really into the Flyers, which was cool because that's what connected us. I've always been into the Flyers as well. A good hockey team. And like, so whenever he'd show up dressed full blown fucking Flyers, you just kind of understood that he was a huge Flyers fan, unless the fact that he was a cunt for doing so.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
I
hey,
was full of fucking vapor. One more thing about football. Football is on tonight, by the way. England's playing Poland. It's a World Cup qualifier. I was watching. I was like, I was saying to the wife, I'm so bored. This is shit. Like, honestly, like they scored a goal. Harry Kane scored a goal, penalty, all because Raheem Sterling fell over in the box. And they're like, penalty! And like they're doing football, and he scored the penalty. I was kind of like, that's shit. Like, when's NFL starting again? You guys are
fast back, pass it to center. Center, pass it back to fast back. Fast back, back to center. Center, holds it. Holds it.
Holds it. Holds it.
And I gotta say, like, I've grown up with football. Is my life, man. I've grown up with football. Football is like my jam. So I don't know what the fuck's happening to me, but America's ruined me. Thank you. Cheers.
Well, we didn't mean to ruin you. I think you could still love. You can still love both. I mean, like, I didn't really pay attention to soccer until. I mean, I went one day with George. It was me, George, our friend Sam, Moises, and Fred. We all went to it was a Galaxy game. The LA Galaxy, a little local, soccer club out here. Went to one of their matches, and I was like, first time ever, like, really paying attention to the actual soccer game, and it was a lot of fucking fun. I was like, man, what the fuck? And ever since then, I've always kind of like, definitely, went out of my way to kind of watch a soccer game.
I can see the Shrewsbury Football Club from my window. It's literally across the road from me. So maybe once the world opens properly again, I can start going to Shrewsbury games. They're not a bigger team. They're a few divisions down, but like me and Timmy can go and make a tradition out of it. It'll be quite good.
Well, but the thing is that there's tons of flops in your sport, right? Like I've always seen videos of like the worst flops in soccer.
Same, right?
In football. Yeah. I think that's one thing that the NFL tends to not do, which is they don't like they're playing for gusto. They don't want penalties. I mean, of course, penalties is great and everything, but the penalties are really called on the plays and less so about like you don't want to grab somebody by the fucking face mask. That's not going to help you at all. No. It's just going to hurt your team. So that in that retrospect, in that aspect of it all, it's not the same. I don't know. I feel like seeing live sports, there's a different energy. Like the same way that you went and saw the LA Galaxy play, I'm sure that grew your appreciation for soccer because it's different to see somebody live than it is like on the TV. I don't like baseball.
Baseball is, I was going to say, the baseball is that one sport where you can watch it live on the TV and it's pretty boring. And then you go live and it's like even more boring somehow. You're like, what the fuck?
Really? I like it live.
No, dude, it's just so quiet.
Well, I mean, it is. I've never been.
I mean, most of the times, like
cricket for me. That's cricket. Cricket.
I guess because I'm
massive.
You're used to hearing the announcer or whatever, and like most of the people really aren't cheering until like it swings or whatever. I'm like, the fuck, it's just quiet for a while. It's like,
I mean,
and then you hear the crack.
Maybe it's because I've only been to one real baseball game. And that was I saw the New York Yankees play against the Montreal Expos. It was back in the day. It was excellent. Paul O'Neill, Derek Jeter, like a bunch of really awesome fucking players were on the team at the time. It was an excellent game, and it was also one of the last games that the Montreal Expos played because they're no longer a baseball team. But I watch a lot of like AAA baseball. We have a local Burlington baseball team, the Lake Monsters, and they're just a lot of fun. I feel like also at the same point that like watching college football is really entertaining because the players try harder. They're trying to get drafted. They're trying to show off what they can do. I think that's the same way with AAA teams. Like they're trying a little bit harder. And I love the smell of a baseball field, man. I mean, is there like a similar feel to cricket, Alex?
Grass. I love grass. I know. I've never been to watch cricket live. I'd like to go and watch cricket live. That's different because we're all getting fucked up in the crowd. So, hey, double pointers. That shit crazy like that. But like watching cricket on TV, who's watching now? Helen's watching. Oh, by the way, Helen, send that link to me in the messages in Messenger, darling, and I'll bring it up. I can't pull it up off the comments, but if Helen's watching, she might be a cricket fan, but it's boring as fuck, man. It really is.
Basketball.
Yes, basketball.
My wife is in the chat as well. She says Colombian football commentators are the best of actual football soccer. Football, not soccer. In the UK, it's boring as hell to watch it on TV. I went to watch a football game in Colombia.
How did that go? How was that?
It was so electric. So electric, so much different to watch it in the UK. Like, the Colombian fans are batshit crazy. In fact, whenever there's World Cup, the Colombian fans always make so much of a racket and so in such a good way. They always pick up a lot of positive press because they're always partying and dancing, and the girls all dress up nice, and they've got the drums, and they've got the pouches of aguardiente in the crowd. What's that Rochelle says, Tom?
Baseball has too many innings. That's why I love playing softball. So is my wife. 7 innings. Minor league seems to be more fun. All kinds of crowd contests and events in between. It's true.
Nice.
It's true. And Ryan Berger chimes in with hockey games are way better live. It's still good on TV, but the energy of a live game is insane. I agree.
Yeah.
I love college hockey. College hockey is so much fucking fun to watch, dude. My wife, her dad used to bring her to all sorts of UVM hockey games, which we actually have a pretty okay college team, surprisingly. My maiden name is Illingworth. I know a lot about cricket. What's the correlation between the two, Helen? I don't watch it now.
My wife is hockey crazy as well. She lived in Canada for a year. She loves that. There you go. I love her. There's a local hockey team in Telford that we used to go and watch. The Tigers and the Spartans, I believe they're called. We used to go like nearly every weekend to watch them. They were so much fun, especially when there's like fights and stuff.
Yeah.
I started watching hockey from a young age actually, but then sort of drifted off it. It was on Channel 5 at like stupid o'clock in the morning, like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And I remember the first game I ever watched genuinely. I believe it was it the Maple Leafs that are blue? Maple Leafs. They were playing
there's the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah.
It was them, and they were playing the New Jersey Devils, and they won, but they came back in like in a crazy way. So that was like my first introduction to hockey, and that was like, oh, the New Jersey Devils, and they were my team from then on. And then coincidentally, it turns out to be Kevin Smith's best thing. Helen says, "Lol, okay, Ray Illingworth was captain of the England team in the 70s."
Oh, all right.
Well,
fucking A, man.
Shit.
Yeah, maybe Helen should come back on and explain some cricket to me because I don't understand it at all.
She can come on for the last 10 minutes if she likes. No, there is something she sent to me, which is going to burst your American bubble, which is the recipe for crumpets. England crumpets. It's there. So that is what a crumpet is. Okay, guys, that picture there. That's a crumpet, not an English muffin. And if anybody
that looks like an English muffin.
It totally does.
I think I get those with my McDonald's breakfast burgers.
Jamie's been talking about one of the things we can do is we could try cooking each other's cuisine. Maybe that should be the first thing that I try cooking. Because I'm not, obviously I've had English muffins, but I've never had a crumpet apparently. And it would be good to one, have it, two, see how I can do trying to replicate, a very iconic English dish. And we got to figure out what American dish that they should cook.
It looks complicated as fuck.
We don't really have. It's like really
2 cups
hamburgers,
of unbleached white flour bread, 1 and 2/3 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour, and 3 to 4 teaspoons of cream of tartar. These are like things I've never really heard of.
What flour?
Unbleached. I guess it's just a posh flour. Yeast. Yeah, okay, we can all do it. Let's just have a crumpet off.
Yeah,
crump off.
Crump off.
Wait,
David,
hold up.
can you find some space in your house to make crumpets?
I mean, I have like a kitchen. Yeah.
He's gonna. I
think I could be able to do it. Yeah,
he's gonna set up right there. He's gonna have like a little hot stove and everything. It's gonna be fucking amazing.
Ryan is going. He's in the doghouse now because he says English muffin. You just sent me a picture. It's here. Look, you just sent it to me, mate. Like it's here. It says crumpet.
Yeah, but it says Duffy above it. And I don't know who that is. I think it's fake.
Duffy, Patrick Duffy. Yeah. So anyway, we've got left. We've got 15 minutes left. 7. No.
Yeah. We stop at 5, don't we?
I was going to say that we don't have American cuisine. There's really no such
Yeah, you do.
things.
Yeah, we do. There's a few things. I mean, like I would argue that the
What,
burger,
breakfast
like
foods?
Pizza,
breakfast.
burger. You got
Oh, pizza comes from Italy.
Bacon. And
Well,
That's an
kind of.
Italian thing.
Margarita pizza comes from Italy. Really, what we have is like a bastard.
Margarete.
Yes, stereotypes. Helen says
That's
grits.
from-
But that's more of like a southern
Yeah.
cuisine type thing, and grits really aren't good. I don't care what anyone says. Grits are fucking disgusting.
Here's a good thing. How's about I send you the ingredients and the recipe for scones or scones. You send me the recipe for biscuits, and we see what they look like.
Yeah,
I
all right.
remember the only time I ever had a fucking scone was years ago up north. I went to
biscuits.
Fresno. Yeah, I had like my grandmother when she was still alive. Love you, grandma. Hold on. Love you, grandma. I'm drinking more whiskey. Don't worry.
What?
Look,
Your
when she
grandma
was
an
still
advocate?
alive, when my grandma was still alive, the favorite thing that we used to do was watch gangster movies and drink whiskey all the time. So,
All
yeah.
right.
Anyways, she wanted to go to like this little, you know, those like coffee houses, like tea houses or whatever, that like close at fucking 2 p.m. kind of shit.
Mhm.
Like they open up really early. And she's like, okay, don't forget, we're going to have, you know, breakfast tomorrow. And like, I'm like, all right, grandma. I just stayed up all night drinking. And then I woke up and they're like, okay, you got it ready. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm ready. You know, like I just threw on clothes. And we went to this little like tea house and it was all like fucking like old, like it looked like almost like someone's house kind of thing. Like you're looking around like
B&B.
yeah, almost. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And they're like, here, have some of this. It's a scone. And I was like, the fuck is a scone? I just ate it and was just drinking like black coffee or black tea. I don't remember. I was like, just really hungover and just like sitting there like just trying to get it together.
But the only way to eat scones or scones, Carolina Whiteley says crumpets and English muffins are completely different. She's fighting with Ryan in the chat here. This is fantastic. My wife is Colombian, so be careful. She's got the fiery Latino spirit, right? She'll come and beat your ass. No, she's the last time I remember having crumpets was at the back of the Riverview Cafe, the Crave, back of the old studio that we used to have. Yeah, and the only way to have it is with clotted cream and jam. So a bit of butter, some jam, and some clotted cream on top. Bash.
See, if my mom was here right now, she would argue with you that like a crumpet is like a puffy, like almost like Twinkie like thing with an icing on top.
Wrong.
That's how like. Thank you very much. I understand that it's wrong to you, but some people it's right. Like she's from Philly and shit, so maybe she's right. Maybe you're wrong.
Okay, if it's Gaddafi.
Gaddafi. What does the terrorist have to do with anything?
AK pointing to my head, and he was like, "English muffin." I'd be like, "Wrong."
Stab it in the ass. Gaddafi.
I would sell out so fast. I'm like, I don't
muffin.
care what it is. It's whatever you say.
On a weird sort of move back to earlier. EA Access has just put Madden 21 on there, so I can download Madden 21. If any, I've got no PlayStation. I think Ryan popped up when I was playing a NASCAR game. He was like, "You Brits playing NASCAR, the US has really fucked with your head." And I was like, "Yeah, I like it a lot," and carried on playing. But if
as he spits chewing tobacco.
So if anybody fancies a game of Madden, I'd be genuinely up for it. Like, you know, George Luger says, "So boys, Godzilla or King Kong?" I haven't watched it yet. No spoilers if anybody has seen it. But right, Tom, who are you going for, Godzilla or King Kong?
Okay, so here's the thing: is I'm gonna say Godzilla, but it's gonna be another. I have a theory, which is gonna be like another Mothra Godzilla fight, which is neither loses because we love them both.
Is it going to be Kong like crowded over Godzilla and Godzilla going Mothra and King Kong's like, "Why did you say that name?"
That's what I was thinking. What is it?
Oh my god!
Oh,
in the comments, who are you going for? Who would win out of Godzilla and King Kong? Carolina, if you're watching, who's going to win? We can watch the movies if you like. We can. That's one thing we can do. But it's really weird, right? Timmy went to bed really early. He was asleep before 7:00. Put him to bed. I was kind of like, okay. We were kind of sat there like, we've got no series to watch at the moment, really. And we were kind of like, what do we do? What do we do? So now we can watch the Monsters movies. Cool.
See, this is the only thing that's my least favorite thing about working the night shift is like I'm wide awake. I could actually like watch this movie tonight, but by the time that I'm like ready to watch a movie, I don't want to sit there and watch something before I have to go work all fucking night. So it's gonna end up being a weekend thing. So like so much shit is getting pushed on the weekends. I still haven't seen Falcon and Winter Soldier because I want to wait for the wife so we can enjoy it together. Godzilla's out, and then before you know it, Mortal Kombat's gonna be out.
Dude, speaking of which, like work emailed me today. They're like, "Oh, you need to schedule a shift for April, otherwise you'll be terminated." I'm like, "You want me to fucking work and during a pandemic? Like, fuck you."
Where do you work? I mean, we don't have to get what do you do?
Security work.
Oh, cool. Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
before the before four times, what happened was like, it was just sporting events, concerts, conventions, all sorts of shit all throughout OC and LA. Like that was what this company did. And so I'd always liked working the night shift because it's fucking easy. Ain't nobody there. Like the NAMM, the big music convention here that happens in Anaheim every year.
Yeah, sure.
I worked that 2020, right before everything happened. So it was really cool, man. Just like fucking this huge Anaheim Convention Center is really fucking huge.
George says, "Doesn't David make you feel safe?" You're fucking right, he does.
I'm like,
Baby.
hi. Yeah. It's like a huge thing, and fucking I worked overnight because I don't really like dealing with people or crowds. Like if I'm really desperate, I'll go work at the hockey games here at the Anaheim Pond, or they call it the Honda Center now. But I grew up when it was called the Anaheim Pond. And really, when I do those jobs, my like post is standing in front of a door next to a sign that says "Do not enter," and I have to tell people not to enter this way because they can't. Because people just don't fucking read signs ever.
You point to your asshole. You're like,
Yeah,
"Do
I'm
not
like-
enter." Jesus says no.
And the fucking the Anaheim Pond is like so strict with its rules. Like you can't fucking like lean, you can't sit down, you can't be on your phone. Like you just got to stand up straight. I'm like, fuck this, dude. I mean, it's a hockey game, yeah, it goes by pretty quick, but at the same time, it's like, do you people not fucking read signs? Like this is what my job is. I have to fucking stand next to a sign that you should be able to read.
Well, people are always looking for like like the easy way in or out, so they're always going to try to like push the boundaries and go in the places they can't enter and go on the grass they should not tread, things along those lines.
It's bullshit. But I mean, one of my favorite places to work is at UC Irvine. It's a college.
Yeah.
I do a lot of security work there for like basketball games, volleyball games of both male and female. It's a lot of fun. And like, it's the college crowd. So it's a lot younger people than like, they don't really ask questions. I'm like, sorry, you can't come here. Oh, sorry. Okay. And they leave. I'm like, cool. I don't really do anything. They're really laid back. Everything's so like cool there, And we did a lot of the graduations one year. What's this?
Oh yes, the trailer for the new Rick and Morty.
Oh,
God
fuck.
bless
Don't show
you
me.
out
I want to watch it.
there.
I want to watch it. Wait, Alex, have you started watching that show Solar Opposites?
Not yet.
It's good. It's good. It's definitely Rick and Morty.
Fucking hilarious, dude.
I was going to play the trailer. I was actually going to do it, but I really don't want to get fucking another warning off YouTube. So you reckon Morty's back soon? We'll cover that in the next week's show. I want to do some sort of watch party shit with that because I'm really looking forward to it. Right, look, we've run out of time. Completely run out of time. Before we get out of here, Tom, do you want to tell people about
My
website?
OnlyFans. Let me tell you about my OnlyFans, guys. I take off one piece of clothing every month for a year, and it's going to be hot when it hits January.
No,
So hat.
only leave the
Ends with
hat
the
on.
hat. Ends with the hat. I keep it above my junk and shit. It's gonna be awesome. No, in fact, let me tell you about a little thing that we have. It's a website, guys. We got a website, USUKnetwork.com. You should absolutely go out there and check it out because it is an amazing website built by our good friends over at WebOrchard.com. Let me tell you something about Web Orchard. Web Orchard is a website designing company. They will make you a fantastic website. It's going to look great. It's going to work. It's going to, you can do virtually whatever you want as long as it's legal, and they're going to build it for you. Not everybody has the time to go and make a website. Like there's plenty of like other things that are like, oh, you can build your own website. Yeah, fuck that. Who has time for that? I don't have time for that. Neither do you. We live busy lives, and we don't have time to sit down at a computer for an hour and obsess over, oh, does this color match this? But guess what? The people over at WebOrchard.com, they'll do that all for you. That's their fucking job. Pete White, back in the early 60s, was playing for soccer, blah blah. I don't know. I'm way too tired to make up stories about Pete White today. But let me tell you, Pete White's a fantastic guy. If you want to hear the episode that we did, definitely you can get a better feel for him and his company. And not only are they going to build your website, it's going to be functional. It's going to be amazing. It's going to look great. Whether you sell things on Etsy, whether you have your OnlyFans page, whether you are selling ideas, have a blog, whatever it is, you need a website. You need an online presence, and that's what the people over at Web Orchard are going to do for you. So right now, you should go out to USUKnetwork.com first and like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. But then right afterwards, you need to run over to weborchard.com and ask them to build you your online presence.
Amazing. Well done.
Perfect.
Yeah, make sure you check out our website. On there, you'll find all of our content. And speaking of content, this week, if you wondering what's going on with What's the Difference, Tom managed to get us a fucking superstar director to get on our show. And we're talking about Rob Schmidt, who directed the 2003 movie Wrong Turn. This is a great listen because I'm usually the lovable, likable, presentable kind of anal kind of guy that follows the rules and stuff. But I pissed our guest off within a minute and a half. I was kind of like, yeah, you know, you're your main character. I really wanted him to fucking die from the moment I met him. And he was kind of like,
that main character was a reflection of myself.
I built him off a young Rob, you piece of shit.
Yeah, fuck you.
He was delightful, though. He was delightful, and we talk about what he was like as a kid, and what he was like directing the movie, what he's up to now, and what he thinks of the 2021 remake. Yeah, Tom.
Alex, really quickly, since we have the audience for it, should we pimp what we're doing on Saturday?
Wait, what's going on Saturday?
We are speaking to Billy
West.
Oh,
You know who that is? You know who that is, right?
no.
Billy West is the voice for Fry on Futurama. He was the voice for Ren and Stimpy. He is an amazing voice actor. And funny little story, really quick before we go. Me and Alex, we made a list back in the day. Who do we want to talk to that we could, if we could ever have anybody? And Billy West made it onto that fucking list because we're huge fans of Futurama.
So they're going to be on Saturday?
Yeah, Billy West is coming on Saturday, which is very fucking exciting. We've been very fortunate to have other great voice actors as well, and Billy West is just another notch on that fucking belts of just having amazing people. And I, for one, cannot wait. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that episode. It'll be coming out in a couple weeks.
Do you know what we need to do? We need to get Charlie Adler, Billy West on an episode, and me as well, and we can do like voices like they used to do on the Nerdist. I would love to do voices with them.
Yeah, have them act out something in different voices. That'd be fucking awesome.
I can do some voices with them. I don't care about and I can do voices with them. Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah,
that's really like the key. Right here, it's like, no, Tom, I want to do a voice. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna be great. No, Tom, I want to do it with them.
Me. Okay, and USUK Chronicles have got an episode coming up late, but a very good one worth waiting for, and that's AC Slade, who's worked in many bands, a music legend, in fact. That is coming up Friday. Those guys have been working their asses off lately.
AC Slater?
Yeah.
Slade.
Oh.
AC Slade.
No
Slade.
R.
Remember the fucking...
Yeah,
Saved by the Bell, AC Slater.
Wow, Mario Lopez, huh?
Yeah, way back.
What else we got on the channel?
We have on Friday. We got another Speakeasy legend coming on the show on the Weekly Bazaar, and Mr. Joshua Halshell is going to be joining us to talk about some bullshit stories.
That fucking guy.
That fucking guy.
He knows I love him. Kind of.
And yeah, so make sure you join us that. And the recording from last week's show will drop as well on Friday. David, what's going on with Speakeasy, my friend?
So far we are going to try. Oh, we had an episode last Saturday, and we did it live, so you can watch it on YouTube. Just look up Speakeasy Gentlemen on YouTube, and you can find it. I think we're going to plan to do another episode. We're going to discuss. I want to try and like buckle us down to a specific day and time for us to do a bi-weekly podcast that you can watch live again on YouTube and everything. But we're going to discuss like what times are we available and stuff. Everyone else has their own lives, and George is working, Josh is working, Pierce is I think he's working, and he's doing some NASA shit.
Yeah, cool.
NASA shit.
Yeah,
you mean astronaut?
Oh, he's very intelligent, Piers. Very extremely intelligent.
Yeah, he's really smart, man. No, he was doing some fucking weather balloon sort of testing this last
Oh.
weekend. Yeah,
Well,
it was
be
really
careful.
interesting. If you watch the podcast that we did on Saturday, you can find out where like Pierce chimes in like halfway through the fucking show, and he's like telling us about his day and all the shit that he did with
Oh,
the whole
nice.
NASA stuff. It was really fun.
George
George
says
is
I'm
working
working
right
right,
now. See?
now.
No, you're not. You're watching USUK, George. You liar. He's not. He's work. He's at work.
Stare at
He's
the
not really
road.
doing it. Yeah.
Just be safe. God damn it.
I want to say a huge thank you to Alex Whiteley, to Lucy Orchard, to Shane Chebsey, to Kenny Aldrich, to Jamie Westwood, to Tom Stevens, to Tom Bruno, my PIC, to Pete White, and to all of our missuses, our wives, and people that we leave at times to come and do this show. You, David, for being an absolute star, coming on.
I was like,
every
where am
weekend.
I? Like, what the
Oh
fuck?
no, saving you. Don't worry, because you do this and you come and have fun with us, and you are actually like, David, you're gonna be, and you're like there. I'm there. I'm ready. Where are you? You know. So thank you very much, everybody, the listeners as well, for giving us support. The people that have followed us from Thorskin, Jimmy for starting this journey with me right from the very beginning. It's been another year with doing this shit, but it's been the best year because of USUK and the guys that have supported us. So thank you very much.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys. Everyone that's done their best to be on the show, and everyone that supported us. We really
and all of our
appreciate you
guests
guys.
as well. I should say that as well. Really shouldn't I?
Yeah.
All of our guests. Yeah.
All of our guests.
Yes.
Thank you.
All the amazing guests that we've had.
Right. Tom, do you want to take us out?
Yes, I absolutely will. Hey, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday. And remember that you can join us every Wednesday right here on Wednesday Night Live. For this episode, I have been Tom Bruno.
I've been Alex Whiteley.
And I'm David Raby.
And we fucking love you.
Get the fuck out of here.